Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. GS is back for a little work. We went out for a ride the other day, and at high speeds while braking the rear brake, we noticed that it was pulsating up and down. So we brought the bike back home to inspect it, only to find that the rear disc is worn beyond the permissible limit. The permissible limit is supposed to be 45. We are at 35. So the only thing to do here is replace the disc. We've got a Brembo Serioro performance disc from Italy, which will go on the bike shortly. So it seems like a pretty simple job. I think we'll complete it in 15 minutes or so. So only thing that is special here is, I suppose, this sort of long torque spanner. This is around a T40 size with an attaching sprocket, which we'll show you shortly how to loosen the bolts. It's a very clever design by BMW. Slightly painful, but also clever at the same time. We need a couple of torque wrenches. We need a T50 bit to get the rear wheel off, and another T45 bit to get the rear caliper off. So this is about it. We'll be using Loctite to get the brake nuts back on again. I think this should be a 15-minute job if all goes well. Wish us luck. Okay, so this is the part we mentioned. It's a small indent that we use to put the spanner in, and that's the nut for the rear rotor. So we'll show you why we need that long torques now. So it goes in there, fits really tight. We use a 1/2-inch driver and crack the nuts open. So now we loosened a few of the disc brake clamps. We are here to get the caliper. So it's simple enough, very straightforward. Crack it open. And by the way, I just read the manual. The original disc is around 50 mm thick standard. So getting the caliper off is pretty easy, straightforward. 2 bolts and it's off. Now we are attacking the wheel nuts. Very simple on a BMW. It is just 5 nuts in total. So we got our torque spanner in there, bang. So easy as pie. The same way we get our 5 nuts out. What a trick we use in the shop. We use a 10 size T-spanner, shove it in there, go for it. Takes no time to loosen. Faster than a ratchet any day. So that's a 10 mm T-spanner. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, super easy. And a quick jiggle, the wheel will be off in a minute. Yep, that's it. No other bike is easier in my opinion. Let's compare our old rotor. This also obviously made by Brembo. After paying so much for the bike, they at least better give us Brembo brakes. This is a Serioro upgrade. The major changes, not much, but what I see is a porthole here looks a little different. This one is shorter. Then the way the disc sits on the holder looks a little more reinforced on the performance brake. And overall, I think this is a little heavier, but that's due to it having much more material. Okay, so what we have here is we got our disc off, we've got the wheel off. Now since the whole assembly is visible, we will be using a degreaser, a few kitchen towels, and cleaning up the whole assembly. We'll show you how it looks after it's cleaned. So ladies and gentlemen, we are all ready to go. So we've really concentrated on cleaning these threads and wherever we could. So the threads are cleaned very thoroughly, reason being the new Loctite should hold, and we should be able to tighten our wheel on properly. Cleaning these is essential. Second is always inspect this breather on this bike. It is a perennial problem. Suggests that water goes in if it's not. It's a one-way breather cap. Doesn't cost too much. Change it every 3 or 5 years. That's about it. Let's get the new disc on. Ready to put the new disc brake on. Remember one thing, while putting the disc brake in, do you see these grooves here? This is where the nut goes in. So the disc, this side is plain. Do not ever install it upside down. The nuts hold on these. The whole braking load goes on this. So if you put it the other way around, it will slip or crack the hub or something. So there's a nice indent for the nuts to go in. So we'll put this disc brake on and proceed from there. Okay, we got our disc brake on. First round of torquing is to 12 Nm. Now this is the final tightening down to 30 Nm. Please remember to tighten the bolts cross. That is this one here where my finger is, and then go for the one exactly opposite to it. So first you lock them down with Loctite at 12 Nm and then move on to 30. So now it is a final tightening at 30. Now we are in the process of cleaning the disc brake for the installation. We spray the disc with brake cleaner generously. It's mainly isopropyl alcohol and we wipe it down. This is to remove all our fingerprints, a little bit of oil on the disc, just so that it doesn't have any sort of contamination against the brake pads after our installation. Just tighten the caliper, checking whether the disc is straight. Absolutely beautiful, ready to go. These two caliper nuts tighten down at 24 Newton meters each. So generally we roll the wheel, lock the disc, the rear brake, and then snug them down. Putting the rear wheel on, so the general torque is 60 Newton meters for the thing. What we generally do is, first you try to tighten to 30 and then go to 60. An easier way, if you're confident to do it, is snug them down in a cross fashion first. As you can see Salman is doing here, that's done. Then you get the torque wrench out, set it at 60 and go cross again. Yeah. So 60 is quite a bit for these nuts. One, then we go exactly cross. 2, 3 clicks, again cross. Yes. So your wheel is on, finished. So you got a new disc brake on, shiny, good to go, and I can't wait to test it out. Perfect.